What's going on, guys? 24/7 Tech here. In this video, we're going to be comparing the Galaxy Tab S7 and the Tab S7 Plus. Both of those succeed the Tab S6, which was released last year. And I mean, it's a pretty good step up. It's a pretty valuable step up over the Tab S6. And a common question that you guys had was, which one should you buy, the Galaxy Tab S7 or the larger version of it, the Tab S7 Plus? Now, there are actually a few key differences, a few more minor differences, and a few things that you can expect to get in both of those devices, and I'll go over all of that in the video. I think that Samsung has generated something good in the larger Tab S7 Plus, and keep in mind, we didn't even have this last year with the Tab S6, so it's a new thing for people. There's no kind of baseline for it for people to determine on, so this video is aiming to help you guys out on which one to buy, the Galaxy Tab S7 or Tab S7 Plus. Stay tuned for a great video, and for more awesome videos like this one, please subscribe down below. Every subscriber makes a huge difference. I really need all the support I can get from you guys, so it would be amazing if you guys could subscribe. But let's get on with the video now. Let's talk about the displays, and this is by far the biggest thing that's different between both of the Galaxy Tab S7. First of all, the actual screen size, which is pretty much given, you know. The Tab S7 Plus has a 12.4-inch screen, whereas the normal Tab S7 has an 11-inch screen. So an 11-inch screen is good for normal tablet usage, but if you want something more resembling a laptop, which is a 13-inch screen, 12.4 is pretty close to that, you know. It's not too far off from that, and some laptops like the 12-inch MacBook are 12 inches, you know. So that screen size is more apt for someone who wants a laptop feel, and the 11 inch is more for someone who wants a tablet feel. I'll go over that later in the video, which one is meant for which person, but the actual display is larger on the Tab S7 Plus. The next thing that the Tab S7 Plus is the actual panel of the display. So what the technology is used on is an OLED panel. It's called Super AMOLED. Samsung, that's Samsung's name for pretty much OLED. Samsung makes the best OLED displays in the market, in phones, smartphones, TVs. I mean, they're pretty much the king of OLED displays. And Tab S7 Plus is no different. It's better than every single 2-in-1 screen that I've ever seen. It's honestly amazing. OLED screens can produce true blacks, unlike LCD screens, which is what you find on the standard Galaxy Tab S7. Now, LCD screens aren't bad. I mean, we saw the iPad Pro's LCD screen. It's still amazing. But the OLED screen has just a completely different look to it than the LCD screen. And the reason why they probably went with the LCD screen is because it's quite a bit cheaper to get an LCD screen than a Super AMOLED display, and also in production. Since they already have the Tab S7 Plus as more expensive, they can afford to put that AMOLED display in there. Both of these tablets also have 120 Hz, so that's something that you will not be sacrificing between buying one or the other. This is a feature we've seen in other tablets for the past 3 years, and it's finally coming to the Galaxy Tab S7 lineup, which is a good thing. It doesn't matter if you buy the Tab S7 or the S7 Plus, you'll still get that amazing frame rate, and I feel like all 2-in-1s or just touch-enabled devices should get 120 Hz. It's such a great feature. So let's talk about a few similarities that both of these tablets have. Now I'm just gonna highlight kind of the major ones. There are so many similarities. These are pretty much based on the same design, right? They both have the Tab S7 moniker. One of them is just a larger and kind of a little better version of it. But some of the main similarities are you're gonna have that S Pen on the back on both models. So if you thought you could get the Plus model and avoid that weird design quirk, no, it's on both of them. The Tab S7 and the S7 Plus have that awkward S Pen location. But thankfully, the design on both of the models, aside from that, is really nice. I mean, it's a super thin tablet. It's a super thin 2-in-1. It's pretty light. I mean, I think the Tab S7 is 1.1 pounds and the S7 Plus is 1.3. You keep in mind, that's a 12.4-inch display at 1.3 pounds. That's honestly amazing. It's a great weight to have in a tablet, and I like it. Both of them also have the great Snapdragon 865 Plus processor. But my one gripe with it is that processor is good, but it's good for smartphones. Once you compare it to other 2-in-1s or maybe laptops, because the price kind of creeps into the laptops, it's not a worthy performer. But I think the fact that you can get 5G with these tablets kind of makes up for it if you're someone who likes 5G. I'm not a huge believer yet about it, I think it's still a few years to come, but if you're looking at 5G devices, these tablets do have that. It's just the processor's kind of lacking, I hope they put a different processor than a Snapdragon next year, because it's not competing on the same line as other 2-in-1 devices. As I said previously in this video, guys, please subscribe down below. Every subscriber makes a huge difference. I need all the help that I can get from you guys. If you guys support me and you like these videos, please subscribe down below. You can also check out my Twitter and Instagram. I create behind the scenes content on there, and I also post live tech updates. And something like the Apple event was just released on September 15th. You know, the date is September 15th for the Apple event. And I was, talking about Twitter, all that stuff. You can get my tech opinions. You can also talk directly to me on Twitter. You can also go read my articles at the link medium.com/@247tech. I write technology articles about the latest technology, just like these Galaxy Tab S7s. Let's talk about a few other differences between both of these tablets. First of all, the location of the fingerprint. The Tab S7, the standard one, actually has it on the side button, in a place where we've seen a few things. In a few smartphones, tablets, that's where the fingerprint location was. It's all fine, but the Tab S7 Plus has an in-screen fingerprint scanner, which is much better. I mean, it's either you have a facial recognition software or you have a fingerprint under the screen, in my opinion, in 2020. I think that's the best way to go about this. The Tab S7's in-screen fingerprint scanner is much better, and I believe that it's a much cooler design too. It's more fluid than reaching up to the side button and then pressing it over there. There's also a longer battery life on the larger model since it's a physically bigger tablet. It's a bigger tablet. Samsung was able to fit a bigger battery in this, and even though it is OLED and OLED tanks battery life, it's still a little bit better than the standard 11-inch Tab S7, which is great to see. Battery life is something that I prioritize, and it's good to have a lot of. Let's talk about the pricing of both of these tablets. Now, these aren't cheap devices, if you guys were wondering. The Tab S7 starts at $650 for the 128GB models for the model, and it goes to even higher prices, like $730 for the 256GB model, and it goes even higher for that 512GB model. And I think 256 is probably the sweet spot for someone who wants this to replace their laptop or be a laptop alternative, and that would cost you $730 for the standard Tab S7. The Tab S7 Plus starts at $850, so $200 more expensive than the already pretty expensive Tab S7, and again, it goes higher and higher for that 256 and 512GB variants, but I do think the 256 and 512 variants do have 8GB of RAM compared to the 6GB of RAM on the 128, so if you do want more RAM, more storage, you can spend, I think, an extra $80 to upgrade, which isn't too bad compared to some other manufacturers, Apple and Microsoft. They charge a lot of money for upgrades. There are also 3 different color options with these new devices. Mystic Bronze, Mystic Black, and Mystic Silver. My favorite is the Mystic Bronze. I mean, they've been going through a whole bronze theme with this event. I mean, it was a month ago, but the Note 20 Ultra, the Z Fold, the Z Fold 2, Galaxy Buds Live, the Tab S7 lineup, it's all a Mystic Bronze color, and I really like it, actually. It's not like a gold, which is kind of lighter than a bronze. It's like a mix between gold and brown, and I like that color. Let's talk about the accessories with these tablets, since that makes up a big portion of this. The Tab S7 and the S7 Plus both have the S Pen included. Unlike the Surface lineup and the iPad lineup, you have to pay extra for those, and the Apple Pencil 2 retails for $130, so you're saving a lot by getting the S Pen in the box, which is something I really appreciate, actually. The keyboard is something you will have to purchase, though, and it makes sense. I mean, it's not an integral part of it. I mean, it's meant to be a tablet first, then a laptop second, right? You're gonna be set back $200 for the Tab S7's keyboard and $230 for the Tab S7 Plus's keyboard. So we're looking at $1,080 for the Tab S7 Plus with the keyboard. Now, keep in mind, this is expensive laptop level. I mean, the MacBook Air with a quad-core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, 256GB of storage is pretty much the same price as this, which is alarming to see 2-in-1s getting this expensive, but I mean, since it's marketed as a laptop replacement, you're going to be needing to shell out a lot of money for this. Alright, so here are my final thoughts about this new tablet. First of all, if you want the smaller one and you're more tablet oriented, I mean, it's more for content consumption and that type of stuff and not more laptop work, the standard Tab S7 is probably for you. I mean, you don't need that amazing display, you don't need the bigger display, and cost is something to keep in mind. You're going to be saving $230 by getting that smaller one. But if you're going to do anything like a laptop replacement or a lot of laptop work, I think the Tab S7 Plus is for you. It's expensive. $1,080 is definitely expensive. I personally prefer a laptop over that, but there are some evident features that you're going to get with the 2-in-1. I mean, you can use it as a standalone tablet, But as I said, using a 12.4-inch tablet is kind of big. If you're more about that, the 11-inch one is better. But again, price should always come into factor. The Tab S7 with the keyboard is $850 versus $1,080 for the Tab S7 Pluses with the keyboard. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe down below. If subscribe makes a huge difference. I mean, I need all the help that I can get from you guys. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.